We got Bill here.
Welcome back, Bill.
What's up, Ziggy? Welcome back.
Yeah.
Excited.
Don't call him his government name online.
Ziggy.
He's Ziggy.
Ziggy. My bad.
Ziggy always makes me think of what do you think of when you hear
Comic
the
strip.
word comic strip? Okay.
Yeah.
I think of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh yeah.
He ate the pig. He ate the pig. Ziggy piggy, Ziggy pig. Which is funny because Bill is not a piggy.
No.
Although I bet you Bill could put away that ice cream.
Oh, maybe.
I could.
Yeah.
I know I could. I could out Napoleon some ice cream.
Yeah. Ice cream, man, you get a good flavor, and that just it makes everything.
Yeah.
It just makes everything. So yeah, let's talk about things.
Salted brown butter cookie, Haagen-Dazs.
Man, Haagen-Dazs
It's a recent find,
Haagen-Dazs is some bougie ice cream,
but it's so good.
oh, it's incredible.
That's the same price as Ben and Jerry's.
Well, also
also
bougie
bougie.
ice cream.
Yeah.
It's not Breyers.
Well, Breyers isn't even Breyers anymore. Now it's like now
really?
now it's even smaller cartons for the same price.
Oh, really?
And yeah, they changed some of their ingredients from what I understand.
Yeah, and I know that some of them are like ice cream product.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of suspicious.
Yeah. Ice creamish food. Like, wait a minute.
Similar to.
Wait a minute. Icy treat.
It's like one of those bands that you scroll past on Instagram where it says for fans of.
That's
for fans of ice cream.
Christian bands always struck me that way.
Yes.
This is not to disparage Christian bands. There are some fine ones out there.
Yeah.
But when I was growing up, I had a friend that was that fully into the Christian metal scene, and every time he would introduce me to a band, it would be like, if you like, this band, you'll love Tourniquet. If you like Korn, you'll like this, right? And I was like, that's like when I go to Kohl's and I walk by the little kiosk where they're trying to sell me cologne, and it's like, for fans of this expensive cologne, you can try this.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like Christian bands in my brain are the Tester cologne of music.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I like that.
So
that's okay.
Breyers is now the Tester cologne of ice cream. Maybe.
Amazing.
I don't know. Maybe. I can't back that up with anything. I haven't had it in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't either.
That's just what I heard online.
It's all hearsay.
Everything you hear online is true, though.
It is. It is very much true.
Yeah.
So let's hit the intro.
Let's do it. Welcome to Discussion is Drinks. It is the year of our Lord, June 23rd, in the year of our Lord 2025.
Yes.
Right? Is that correct? June 23rd?
Is that a Monday?
I believe that's the one you told me. Yes.
Yes.
So, welcome to National Hydration Day.
Little traveler.
Cheers. Cheers. We are beveraging some, Traveler whiskey. It's the map on the inside.
I really do love it.
It's good.
I'm not like an American whiskey guy, but
right.
It's some good stuff.
It's a good one, man. It is also National Pecan Sandies Day.
Pecan Sandy. Wow, we were talking about ice cream earlier.
Yeah.
That strikes me as I've had like a pecan sandy ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
I've recently tried pistachio ice cream, which I never thought I would like.
Ooh,
it's good.
I had it the other night.
Good.
I had it the other night. Soft serve pistachio with hot fudge and Carvel's
crunchies, man,
on it, and man, it was delicious. And what made it even better? Wednesday is Sunday, which means 2-for-1 Sundays.
Nice.
Yeah, fiscally responsible,
yet
utterly delicious.
Yes, decadent responsibly.
Exactly.
Responsible decadence is my favorite kind of decadence.
Yeah,
these days. Didn't used to be, But now I'm all about responsible decadence.
Yeah. Well, I did hear that was your nickname in high school.
Irresponsible decadence might have been my nickname.
Oh, maybe.
Responsible wasn't part of any nickname that I ever had. That one I can't claim to.
Current day not excluded.
Yes. It is also National Pink Day. I like me some pink. Pink is one of my favorite colors. We are in Pride Month, so happy Pride Month
still
to
in Pride
everybody.
Month.
Still in Pride Month. And it is National Detroit Style Pizza Day.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Founded in 2021 by National Day Calendar and Buddy's Pizza in Detroit. So it's a recent one.
Yeah.
So I love a Detroit style pizza.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that
yeah.
was what it was called
Yeah.
for a very long time. But
And that's like the cracker crust.
no. The Detroit style is like it's the smaller square pan where it's a little bit deeper,
It's
but it's not
deeper.
like a pan pizza, right? If you remember, like Little Caesars did it,
Yes. Right.
That's like the
It's-
mass-produced version of it.
Yeah.
But it's like the cheese goes up on the side, and you get the
Right.
cheese
The-
crust, and
The toppings aren't thick.
right.
But it's a deep pan that is.
Yeah,
yes.
it's not like a Chicago style.
No,
it's
no,
not
no.
like that deep or anything, and
Right.
it's usually in a smaller square pan, so that's kind of burnt around the whole
Yeah,
edge,
nice and crispy.
and it's a good. They oil the bottom,
Yeah.
so you fry the crust on the bottom,
Mm.
and then the cheese gets a little burnt, and then the toppings are also extra crispy. So
Excellent.
so good, man.
Excellent.
So good. Detroit style. Oh, so good.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed.
Are you?
Yeah.
In?
Because we, Oswald, Revenge, we were able to do our first out of state show.
Yeah.
Recently. And I wasn't thrilled with the food.
Well, might I say, I am also disappointed. But I was disappointed because when we chose food, we chose a chain.
Right.
Right? Now, to be fair, the coin chose the chain. Because
Right. It was not you.
Because it was not people were not we had too many people involved in the voting process,
Yes.
right? They couldn't make a decision, and some people wanted the chain. I was like, the bar has food, they make food there, let's do that.
Right.
Or we passed a number of very local looking places. There was a papusaria.
There was. And we were talking about pupusas earlier.
Were talking about it. So I'm disappointed in us that we didn't force the issue and make us go to a place that can only be found in the place that we were.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should happen.
Yeah.
On the road. I understand why it doesn't.
Yeah, comfort.
Yeah, I talk to Annie about this all the time because she's like, anytime like the Black Hearts or the Crew or anything like that is gonna go out and get food together, they like Applebee's or something like that because they're like, well, it's not gonna make me sick, and we got to be on the road for the next however long. So I get that aspect of it. There's that comfort, and I know what I'm getting.
Like the
consistency.
whole. It took me a second, and all of a sudden my brain caught up to what you just said. So, once again, they said, "Let's do Applebee's,"
right?
Because I know it's not going to make me sick.
Yeah. Does Applebee's make you sick?
Oh, sometimes. Sometimes. Really.
I feel like that's a safe one. I feel like that's safe.
I used to love Applebee's for one reason and one reason only.
What's that?
Half price apps.
Yes.
2-for-1s.
Yes. You know why you get sick? Half price apps.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
2-for-1s.
All right. Point taken.
Right? You're not going there and going, I'm going to get the, what is it? The skillet with the bourbon chicken on it.
Yeah.
You're not getting that.
No. I'm getting boneless wings.
You're getting half price apps at the end of the night.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're getting boneless wings. See?
Yeah.
Right. So those, I mean, they're all frozen. They're all in bags.
Yeah. It's all Purdue.
I worked at one.
Yes. Okay. So that I was wrong.
So you're not wrong. It's you're half right.
I'm half right.
There's the opportunity to not have the sick experience as well.
Yeah. I don't choose that route.
You choose somewhat poorly.
Yes.
But deliciously. That's some irresponsible decadence.
I used to love it, but doesn't love me back. I don't do the apps. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Ziggy
The
weighing in here.
a lot of people get Oriental salad there. That's one of the ones that people get a lot.
I find that sometimes salads at restaurants, so every time
Yes.
at like a Friendly's, never get the salad.
I don't do salads at restaurants.
Yeah, I
Nope.
For whatever reason, they make me feel worse.
Yeah.
Than if I get a burger.
You know what? I'll rinse my own lettuce when I want to have it. Thank you.
You see, you've got that.
I'll cut up my own veggies.
You got the BTS restaurant experience,
Right. I've been back there.
so you know what's safe.
I've watched them open a bag where everything in the bag is just slimy, and then reach in the middle and get the middle out.
Yeah,
Throw that in a thing for people.
yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Happen. I will not order. If I'm at a restaurant, I'm getting, I'm getting some kind of protein,
Right.
whether it's like pork chop, chicken steak, something that's going to be broiled or grilled
Mhm.
or cooked on a
Cooked.
flat top or something like that. That they, even if they've cooked it all day, earlier in the day, it's something that has to be heated back up to a certain temperature before they serve it to me. And then things that you can't really go wrong on, like a potato or like rice or like something like that.
Yeah.
Those are the things I'm always kind of going for. I'm not gonna do a salad or anything with a lot of vegetables unless those vegetables are cooked.
Mhm.
All right, I'm not gonna give that opportunity.
Good point. Those are important
Yeah.
safety tips.
Pro tips from a restaurant worker.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
I'm sure everybody is completely above board these days and doing everything perfectly. And everything is sanitary and done with the health and well-being of the clientele
Yes.
first and foremost in their
Of course.
mind. I'm sure no one at all today on a Friday has said, push the fish, it's about to turn.
No, they won't say that on Friday because they just got the new fish.
They got that on Wednesday.
Right.
Right.
It's Sunday, Monday that they have
Yeah.
to push the fish.
Push the fish on Sunday, Monday. Don't get the fish on Sunday, Monday.
Mhm.
Sushi's not your best bet on a Monday either.
No.
If you're like, the sushi place has all you can eat on Monday. You know why? Because they need to get rid of the end of it before Wednesday when they get their order.
That's right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Um,
Tuesday it becomes a soup.
but all in all, DC was a lot of fun.
DC was awesome. Yeah.
DC was a lot of fun. We met some new friends. Our buddy G got to play. She opened up the bill.
So
which
good to
was
see G.
awesome to see her
Yes.
and hang out with her. And it was kind of amazing. We got there early and are with all intentions on going out and promoting.
Mm-hmm.
And we had found out that she did so earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And then I had my little stack of flyers and I was handing them to Andy. And then I went inside. I was kind of like conducting business a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I come back out and she's got the flyers and she's handing them out like a mad woman.
Yes.
And
She's fantastic at that.
yeah. And then we're like, okay, let's try and find some places. We found a tattoo shop up the block
It did not exist.
that did not actually exist.
Yeah.
Thank you, Google.
I was banking on that
Yeah.
because once I had a couple spots that were within driving distance, but once I saw how parking was,
We wouldn't.
it was like there's no leaving.
no.
We're not leaving. So then I was like, okay, all my hopes are on this tattoo shop.
Yeah. And then
it wasn't.
It was
there.
a massage parlor.
Yeah.
It was not a tattoo shop, and it was not there.
But it
But
didn't even look like a rub and tug either. It just
No,
looked
it
like a
didn't.
regular massage.
no, it looked on the up and up,
Yeah,
which
so it wasn't even seedy.
right.
What's that about?
Especially for being in a seedy area,
Yeah,
it was a pretty seedy area.
this is the time when seedless was not the preferred.
Yeah. Oh no, it was plenty of seeds in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a good time. It was a fun night. We got to hang out with G. G brought some people down.
Giovanna Altuve, if you want to check out her music online, you want to
Yep.
see what she's all about. She got a great record out, Tales of a Songbird.
Mhm.
You recorded that record, and we
The one song.
The one song. Oh, it was only the one song.
Yeah, Pete did the rest.
Oh, okay. Our buddy
Pete actually
did the
mixed.
rest.
So
Pete
I
mixed it.
recorded
I thought
Broken
you
Down Sorority.
right. I thought you engineered it, and then she had Pete mix it.
No, I just did the one
Oh, it's the one song. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just did the one song.
Okay.
So yeah, but it was a lot of fun, and it was a long drive.
It was a long
Lessons were learned.
Yes. There's a cutoff. There's a cutoff
There is a cutoff.
between how far is too far to drive
Yeah.
for one gig. Yeah.
We exceeded that because of a holiday weekend.
You think we would have got there 2 hours earlier on a non-holiday weekend?
Yes.
3 hours?
Yeah.
You think so?
3.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If we left on a non-holiday weekend at like
It was
11:30,
brutal
12.
traffic.
and it's only getting out of New York.
It felt
And-
like
and-
there was pretty much traffic all the way. But New
See,
York
I
was the
didn't-
worst.
I didn't really
far.
feel that until we actually hit the city of DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had this short little stretch between New York and DC where we had some highway for an hour.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. Big thank you to the Artemis Jay over there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, let me tell you something. The venue itself was not necessarily set up for what we do.
No.
But
No.
you couldn't have encountered a more accommodating guy
Yes.
and just a super nice guy about the whole situation. And before we even went on, he pulled me aside and he's like, I really appreciate you bringing people to the bar. And I was like, well, it's not just me. This is, other people too. And he was like, no, he's like, I appreciate you putting this together. I know you had some issues. Our buddy Raleigh V had to drop off. And he's like, I really appreciate all the work that you put into it. And, I know this isn't really your setup. So I have some places that I'm going to make a list. I'm going to send it to you. If you talk to them, let me know which ones you talk to. I'll put the good word in for you. I'll make sure that they treat you right. They do the right thing, etc.
Nice.
Super nice. And at the end of the night, he paid us.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you guys know this or not, but
Doesn't happen all the time.
doesn't happen a lot.
Doesn't happen all the time.
Especially your first time out of town on a gig.
Yeah.
That's just kind of not really heard of.
Generally,
so.
when you go out on the road at all, you're making all your money from merch sales.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, there's less merch sales that happen in person, right? Because one, people aren't really buying CDs anymore, so it doesn't make sense to order them and have them. And people are buying a lot more stuff online, so it almost doesn't make sense to have a whole stockpile of shirts and stuff either.
Crap, yeah.
You want to have them for impulse buys and stuff, but
Yeah. So but it was good. And
we're
then,
making money on postcards. We're selling postcards for $3.
see, the reason why it took us 4 hours, 4 hours to get home,
Mhm.
is because we stopped at Wawa.
I didn't stop at Wawa.
Yeah, we stopped at Wawa to
Yeah.
get a meal because Joey was hungry.
That's fair.
So we stopped at Wawa. I bought a couple bags of coffee
Mhm.
to bring home,
Nice.
and I also bought a coffee to drink on the road because it was going to be late. It was going to be a late night. So,
It took us a little bit longer to get home. I haven't told you this story. I was saving it.
oh,
It's kind of fun. So for this trip, we had our buddy Chris
Mhm.
playing drums for us.
Mhm.
Chris from Craving Strange, my band Craving Strange.
who did a fantastic job.
Amazing job.
He's
Amazing job. He's such a good drummer. Such a
super
good dude.
talented. If
Yeah.
if you need drums done, just
Chris Waterbury.
hit
He's
him
your
up.
guy. He's your guy.
Hit him up.
He can do anything, literally anything, and stellar kill it as well. So Chris, much like our singer Andy, has an issue with
Public urination.
public urination. So typically, if you're on the road and you're driving, you wait until you got to get gas for everybody to pee, right? And if you have someone that needs to pee, you pull over on the side of the road, nail it, you're done, you're in and out. We're dudes. That's what we do.
We can do that.
We can do that. We have
We
that
have the
capability.
hardware.
Yes.
No pun intended, but we have the hardware.
Hardware. Somewhere. Sometimes it's software.
Yeah.
But I digress. So we leave the gas station and he's like, man, I hate to do this like right off the bat. And he's like, I peed before we left the place, but I gotta go again. And I was like, all right, I'll pull over. And he was like, I can hold it if you just want to hit like a rest stop or something when we see one. And I was like, I can pull over right now. And he was like, it's not a thing I'm like that I can do. And I was like, all right, and I made fun of him a little bit. And we went on to look for a rest stop. We found a rest stop, and this is late at night, by the way. We ended up the show ran late. We didn't leave specifically when I would have liked to.
Hilarious.
We loaned drums out, which means that since I was driving the drummer, I had to wait until that all was done too. Which I'm glad you guys stayed until we left. I probably wouldn't have let you leave until we left anyway. I would have like maybe flattened your tire and been like, oh no. If I'm staying, you're staying until I leave.
Well, this is coming from the guy that's like who taught me first one in, last one out.
Well, yeah.
But
right. But 5-hour drive.
Sure.
I didn't want to skip the band, but I certainly didn't want to wait for them to break down. So we find a rest stop. We pull into the rest stop. Here's the part that was my fault. The sign was unclear, so I pulled into where the trucks pulled, which is fine. It's okay, but not ideal. So I pull into where the trucks pulled, and there are trucks lined up because they're all stopping to sleep because it's late at night. And I look, and there's a truck that it seems like it must be their first time because they are backing up into the area that we need to go to leave. And Chris runs out, pees, and I'm sitting there, and there's a truck behind me, and there's one in front of me that's blocking the way out. And the one in front of me that's blocking the way out is nervous about whatever they're currently doing, pulling in. The person gets out of the truck and starts walking to the back and looking to make sure that they're not backing in anything. Meanwhile, my brain is going like, you're going to be here for an hour. This is the worst thing that ever happened. Why are we here? We could have just peed on the side of the road. I'm going to punch him in the face when he gets back. Like, this is not where I want to be. I don't need to do this. Why am I doing this? What is this? What is happening? And we literally, when he did finally come back, other fun thing is I couldn't pull up to where the rest area was. So Chris got out of the car and had to walk through. You know what he ended up doing? Peeing in the woods. Yeah, I'll let you marinate that. I'll let everyone else marinate that as well.
Wait.
Yep.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Uh-huh.
Was it open?
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was. I was preoccupied with like, why is the person in front of me unable to just get out of my way right now?
Right.
So I'm now he comes back, and I'm behind this person still, and they get back in their truck and they start inching forward, and I'm like, oh my god, this is taking so long. I see the road. I'm like, it's right there. It's right there. There's two trucks that are next to each other, and it looks like maybe I can get through. And so I'm like, I'm gonna try it. And I pull in between them to try and go. And as I'm going down, they're getting closer and closer together. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to make this. Like it was just too close together for me to make it once I got to the front of the trucks. So then I had to back up to get back to where I was. At that point, the truck that was behind me had pulled up a little bit, so I didn't have the room. The guy in front of me, still in front of me, he finally gets out, and then I had to wait for the guy that was behind me to pull forward too, so that I could back out and get out. And now I'm behind both of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I, at that point, am losing my mind silently on the inside.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely wishing death.
Yeah,
and extreme discomfort to those people.
I'm like, Chris is in the car, and I'm just like, this is a funny thing that's happening, isn't it? Right? And in my brain, I'm just
seething,
losing it, like
absolutely seething,
just wishing the most horrible things upon anyone and everyone in my general area. I'm like, if I had Magneto powers right now, I would irresponsible decadence would have happened.
Yeah.
I'd been like, gone.
Wow.
Finally we got out and went, and he was like, I'm sorry, man, I'll just pee on the road. I was like, you goddamn right, that's what you're gonna do.
We didn't really have as exciting of an adventure until very, very end.
Right.
And one thing that I will say is Andy and Joey were fantastic writing partners.
Yeah, Chris is too, I will say, besides that little moment.
Because
awesome.
It took us 5.5 hours to get there, and it didn't feel that way. It was nice because we had good content.
Yeah, same.
You couldn't repeat anything we talked about in public.
Of course.
But yeah, we had great conversation, and you know, we were showing Joey new music and all that stuff. And the way home, same thing.
Yeah.
And then we got to a point where we finally hit the Belt Parkway, or it was Belt Parkway. And Andy goes, hey man, you could just drop me off at the Cross Island. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, just I'll be good. And I was like, why don't I get off on an exit,
right,
like at the Cross Island? He's like, yeah, I'm like the first exit. I was like, okay, so then why don't I do it
instead of passing that exit? I can just take it.
Yeah. And he's like, oh man, I don't want to, you know. I'm like, dude, I have a car. Like, if you're that close to the exit,
I'm not piggybacking you there. We're all right.
Yeah. So we get off on the Cross Island. We get to the exit, and then he's like, "Yeah, we'll just pull over, and I'll walk the rest of the way." And I'm like, "Dude, like, I will drop you off at your apartment."
He's such a battered housewife,
right? And
which I use that term because it's
just what we are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, just let. He's like, no, like, you could over here, right? And I pull over, and there's this really unsavory bodega with people coming out of it. This is 4 a.m.
Right.
This is 4 a.m. People are like walking in and out of it and stuff. And then he looks and he goes, yeah, don't drop me there. And I was like, Andy, just bring me to, tell me where to go.
Right.
I'll go to your apartment.
Give me your address.
It's fine. He didn't give me the address. No, he was giving me directions. He eventually gets me to directions that go down a one-way road.
And
that
is the wrong direction.
Yes, we went down the wrong direction in this one-way road, and I was like, dude, just give me give me your address. He's like, no, just drop me here. Just drop me here. You can see it from here. And I'm like, all right, fine. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. It's fine.
Maybe he doesn't really live anywhere.
Oh, he does. He does.
Maybe not.
No, because I know people who've been there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they can confirm.
Very secretive.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the exciting part of our trip.
That's fun.
That's about it. But
Chris and I stayed awake by we decided to get into a heavy political conversation, and man, time flew by. It's like all of a sudden we're home. Okay.
Oh yeah, it was. You know what was amazing? We had a pretty intelligent political discussion in our car, as well. It was really cool.
You mean you didn't act like two bratty teenagers and go online and start verbally jousting?
If I wasn't there, you wouldn't have won. Oh yeah, well, you should be deported. Oh yeah, well, you are a trafficker,
right? You were on the plane. Mic drop.
Yeah. No, they didn't do that.
They didn't do that?
They didn't do that.
All right.
And I really loved that for both of them because I feel like everybody's
both can do that.
Oh no.
They're capable of that.
They're capable of
100%
of going one way or
in an
another.
incredibly entertaining way, too.
Yes, but also like it was really cool to see them interact that way. And this was like before the show, too.
Yeah.
So before the show, I'm like, all right. I'm driving and I'm like, okay, guys.
Right.
All right, well, let's not touch that one. Let's watch that nerve there. Okay.
Right.
But by the end of it, they were both like, man, it's really nice to talk to somebody and debate about politics with somebody who's like level-headed and just like open to hearing other people as well. And
yeah,
just like, yeah.
Chris and I had a similar thing where we disagreed on a number of things. We agreed on a number of things too. But the things we disagreed on, we were just kind of like, it was like, it's good that we can have these conversations and not be like, well, you're an awful person and I don't like you and we can't be friends anymore. So I'm glad there's that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was very good.
Hey, like my buddy Mike that we had on here, it's
Mike Early.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
I was talking, not to stay on that topic, but like I was talking to my dad earlier, and my dad has very different things that he'll argue, points that he likes to make than me or my brother Joey.
Mm-hmm.
And so he and Joey often though like to say things as little like nudges. Like, oh, you got a button here? I'm gonna press it.
Yeah.
And my dad was telling me that the other day when he was talking to him, he was like, Joey started saying something, and my dad was like, "We can't talk about that. We can't have that conversation. So we need to move on to something else because we're not allowed." Because the last time Joey was like, "I thought we couldn't talk." And so they just moved on, and I was like, you know what? That's very grown up about you in a very childish way, but it was very grown up still. You did that. I'm proud of you.
It's amazing.
And I was telling him, I think what happens is we get in these conversations with people, and we don't think about the fact that our conversation is not going to change one policy.
Oh yeah.
Nothing is going to change versus our conversation. But we get into the conversation, and if you're on opposing sides, you generally have, and I'm going to speak very generally here, but it's like one side is basically saying, why don't you have a heart?
Mm-hmm.
And the other side is saying, why don't you have a brain?
Mm-hmm.
And they argue from those sides, like, I feel like you're a terrible person because how can you not feel for these things
Mm-hmm.
that I'm talking about? And the other person is going, I'm not talking about feelings. I'm talking about these numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And why can't you understand that these numbers work this way? And then the other person's like, people aren't numbers. And then the other person is like, well, fine, I get that, but I'm still saying that this is how it works. And then nobody goes, yeah, but nobody cares about either of you. Because neither of you are rich.
Right.
And I think that is where we should all try and get to.
I like that.
Like, some of us have more heart than brain.
Yeah.
Some of us have more brain than heart.
Mhm.
But if we don't have millions of dollars, we matter the same.
Mhm.
So we should probably be friends and go, do you know how to garden? Because I know how to cook.
The barter system, people.
And if we can get together on I can work on a car if you can garden. So if you can feed me, I'll make sure that your brakes are good.
The barter system.
Because that's where we're
There's
getting.
nothing wrong with it.
That's where we're gonna go.
There was nothing wrong with it. I don't understand why.
It's a fantastic system.
Yeah.
And also, everybody should have like the term "a guy for that" or "a girl for that."
Okay.
Right? Everyone should have as many of those as possible. Find that. Anything that you need done in your life that is going to come up more often, you need to find a guy or
Your
a girl
guy.
for that. You
Yeah.
need to find your person for that, and you need to be their person for something that they need.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the barter system, but it's also that kind of like, I got a guy.
Yeah.
I got a guy.
I like that. I don't know what I'd be.
Well, right now you're people's guys for recording. You're a guy for
I'm our guy.
well, yeah, but you could be other people's
could be.
guy, and you have been other people's guy. You were
Sure.
G's guy
Sure.
for
Sure, yes.
recording, right? You could do that 100%. You know, you're a guy for AV stuff. You're a guy that can be counted on for that. That if somebody needs something done that way, you're also a handy builder. So if I needed something done, if I was setting up, you were my guy when I put my studio stuff in the house,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
right?
did
I was
know
like, I got a guy for that.
Yeah.
All right, so you're a guy for a number of things.
Cool. Thanks. I think the reason why I'm a guy for those things is because I needed a guy for those things. I didn't have one.
didn't
I was
have
like, I
That's why everybody
be my
becomes a
guy.
guy for those things.
gotta be my guy.
Somebody finds something that they figure out how to do because they didn't have a guy.
Yeah.
And then they become that guy. Because you know what? If you can't find a guy in the area that you're in, no one else can either. And so you become that guy.
Sure.
You just have to advertise yourself as that guy once you're that guy. If you decide that you want to be there, that guy for other people.
Yeah.
You gotta put it out there into the world.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
I think so.
I don't know if I want to be everybody's recording guy.
Well, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
Right? You can keep that to yourself. Nobody knows. Just the people listening here.
Just those people.
Yeah.
I know,
Mike up
I'd
if
be
you want
happy
something.
to.
If you want
I'd be happy to
something
help you
mixed.
out.
You don't know how many people see this.
Yeah, you're right. I don't.
Hit Mike up. First one's free.
Wow, that's getting edited out. You just created a ton of editing work for me. Thanks, guy. By the way, if you need any video editing, I could be your guy too.
Yeah.
So can Jimmy.
First one's 10% off. This first one's free.
And dude, your artwork is
It's
freaking
getting better.
awesome.
It's getting better.
I really and so for don't mean to bring up the Oswald thing again, but like recently we put out Idiot's Anthem and we posted the artwork and we got a whole bunch of negative comments in regard to like people just going, oh well, that's AI and that's
Right.
this.
And we didn't get a
And
bunch
it's
of
just
negative comments. It felt like a bunch of negative comments to you, but we got like 2 negative comments.
oh, it was only 2.
Yeah, it was
I
like
feel like
2.
I feel like there was like threads of it. Or
There was a thread with like 3 comments, and one of
I
them
didn't
was
look at
ours.
them. I didn't look at them.
Yeah, it's nowhere
like,
near. It's nowhere near that.
Oh, okay.
It's like there's a couple of comments. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of comments. And if there's a thread, it's because either there was one thread that I answered in, and there was one thread that Andy answered in.
Oh,
So
the way it sounded was the way he had presented it
Yes.
was as if there was like a whole
Yes.
bunch of people.
Like it's a conspiracy.
There was like
there's
a
thing.
there was a
happening.
lynch mob ready to.
There's not a thing happening.
Oh, okay.
But there was like a on Idiots, which is funny because the artwork for Idiots is supposed to look like that.
Right.
It's supposed to look like people were saying, it's obviously AI because of like all the faceless people. It's supposed to be faceless people.
Right.
It's the idea is that. And yeah, I used AI for parts of it. Absolutely, I did.
Right. Well, I think
I used AI for parts of everything, artwork wise.
Well,
I didn't use it for the whole thing, but I use it for
Yeah.
parts of everything.
Yeah, I feel like using it as a tool. Again, this is our argument is like you use it as a tool. You don't use it as the whole thing and go, "This is the art I made," because I
Yeah.
put in a description. It's like, no, you take an element and you make a description, and then it creates something, and then you edit it to your liking, and then you create another thing to put
Right.
on top. And yeah,
And the argument is that it's using existing art to pull from to create your art. So you might get, and that's true from what I understand, you might get eyeballs from somebody else's work or something similar because they're using real work to put together what you're asking. Now, for me, my perspective only, but here's my general argument for the use of AI in my use case. If I was a visual artist
Mhm.
and that was my gig, and I was saying I am an artist and I work with chalk, I would not use watercolors or paint or colored pencils because I have stated and I have said that this portion of my career as an artist, I am working with chalk. If I'm not saying that, if I'm saying I'm going to make an album cover and I'm going to make it with whatever I can, I know a little bit of Photoshop. I know how to match color. I know how to, I have, maybe I want to do some of it physically and I want to do paint for some, and I want to do Photoshop for some, and I want to do crayons for some, and I want to do, but I need something very specific that is a drawing and I can't draw it. And I don't have the funds to pay someone to draw it.
Mhm.
But I can go use a source like AI and say, okay, here's what I'm needing. And they can get me something that's close enough for me to then work on to make it look the way I want it to look.
Mhm.
I, for one, I don't have a problem doing that. And I don't care if anyone does have a problem with me doing that because I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me.
Mhm.
If you want to commission me to make you an art piece and you tell me not to do AI and you're paying me, I won't use any. If I'm making something for myself and I'm doing it in whatever way I want to,
And you have a very specific
step
vision.
off. Worry about your own. Go clean your own yard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me how to make art for me. That's the antithesis of supporting artists. You can't make it that way. Well, yes, I can. That's my argument. I did.
I just did.
It exists.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah.
It's not right. To who? You're not. Point to me what part of this is yours. Point to me what part of this is somebody that you know. Show me the piece that it's taking from. If you can do that, then I'm happy to contact the person and go, hey, I did not know
Yeah.
that this was part of your piece. Let's work something out so that I can use it, or I'll change it. But if you're just going to be an online crusader that is out there to right the wrongs of the AI use in the art community, I don't care what bothers you.
Yeah. Hey,
It's
man.
weird that it bothers you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think that there's definitely a line, and there's definitely like this. Listen, people are not necessarily able to do. Not everybody is a jack of all trades, and not everybody has a ton of money. It's
dude. When people started making art with colored pencils, the people that made art with paint thought that it was going to ruin the credibility of art.
Mhm.
When people started making art with watercolors, the people that used colored pencils
Mhm.
and the people that used paint that are now okay with colored pencils because it's been around long enough were pissed off at watercolors because it's going to ruin the medium. When people started tattooing in a different style than traditional tattooing, they thought that it was going to ruin the tattoo industry because it was a different thing. Anytime something new comes out, the people that have been using something else or doing it a certain way that feel that way is right are going to rebel against it, or some people are going to rebel against it or are going to fight change. That's what happens. When rock and roll started, people thought that it was an abomination.
Yeah.
Right? They could only shoot Elvis from the waist up because of the effect that he was going to have on girls, because girls can't be trusted to not see a person on TV shaking their hips and then go out and make babies. Right? Like metal is Satan's music, and it's going to corrupt the minds of the young. Hip hop is going to corrupt the minds of the young and glorify gang culture. And, like blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Right? It happens over and over and over again, and it's going to happen over and over and over again. I, for one, choose to look at what something can offer me in the way of, hey, is this a thing that I can use to get my vision across to people quicker, easier, less expensive to me, because we're now in an age where people don't want to pay for it, and expedite my ability to get things done. It's more efficient, and I can find ways to use it that still feel artistic and still feel I'm not just, and that's my way of using it. If you choose to use it in a different way and bastardize the system or whatever you want to call it, that's fine too, because how you use it has no effect on me, because I'm still going to use it the way that I want to, in my way, that in my brain is okay.
Yeah, it's we've got some people in the chat, Pinky and Ziggy, kind of nothing wrong with certain AI. Deep fake is just wrong. I agree with that. I agree with taking people and their likeness and and creating another movie out of it is not okay.
Not okay. Well, you're profiting off of somebody else's thing,
right?
Any profiting off of somebody else's work is bootlegging and is infringement.
Right.
It just is.
Yeah.
But again, we're talking about the visual medium of art, and there's been something called photo manipulation for a very long time.
Very long time.
And sorry, but that's the way. There's only 12 notes in music. Only so many ways those notes fit together. Your job is to take something that our job as songwriters, as musicians, is to take an idea and put it in a format that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other people have done thousands and thousands of times and try and figure out a way to make it at least feel authentic to us. And if you make it feel authentic to you and you're able to do that, I think that's what art is. We can all use the same red. It's just
apply it differently.
if you put it on an apple and I put it on the sky, those are two different things. But we use the same red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. I agree. I like Pinky said, people are saying that art on an iPad. Oh, people who use an iPad aren't real artists because it's not pencil and paper. That's bullshit too.
Right. I've seen some incredible artwork done on an iPad with an Apple Pencil.
Yeah.
That blows my mind that someone's able to do, because you can't pencil onto paper and then blow up the image and go in tighter on it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't manipulate and stretch that image the way that you want to. It gives you more options for art, and more options allow you to be more creative
and create something different. Not that everybody does that.
Right.
Some people will take something and just make a carbon copy of it with a tiny tweak.
Yeah.
And pass it off as their own art. There are other people who see these tools and go, this is a really useful tool. I'm going to use this to do X, Y, and Z and create something completely new and completely original.
Yeah. If you're focusing on whether people should or shouldn't do something, you're focusing on the wrong thing, because one, that's not your place.
Right.
You don't get to tell people whether they should or shouldn't do something. Now, if you're focusing on making sure that copyright material can't be used for AI to learn from, okay, cool. I'm with that. If you're looking at it and saying there should be some parameters around things, copyright law should have more parameters to cover certain things, I'm for that too. But just yelling into the wind that art isn't art is just, you're not even really doing anything there. You're just, you're just trying to create some kind of thing for yourself online to get engagement.
Yeah,
I think, which I guess is its own art.
I don't even know if it's engagement. You know, like the people that, like according to Andy, like the people that did reach out and comment, like they're just random people with 50 followers here and 100 followers there.
Sure. But it gets them engagement.
I think
they engage on a page.
I think it's less to do with engagement and more to do with people think their opinions matter more than they actually do.
Well, also people think that that's what they're supposed to do online.
Right.
Because I can't tell you how many times I've seen the when somebody will point out, like, why do you have to be so like judgy and mean? And the answer to that will be, is this your first time on the internet? And it's like, no, it's not my first time on the internet. It's my first time encountering you. And you chose to be the way that you're being. Now, if you chose that because you think that's what the internet is, that still says something about you and not the internet. Right. I've been on the internet and I've seen a lot of positive stuff. I've seen a lot of negative stuff. That doesn't dictate what I post. So have I been on the internet? Yeah. Have you? Like, why do you think that this is your job?
Right.
Right.
The internet police.
Right. This is how you're
Who
supposed
appointed you that?
This is how you're supposed to interact on Instagram. It's like, is it? Because I've seen a lot of different kinds of interaction on Instagram, and not everybody has to be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, do you just have to be a dick all the time?
Is that your thing?
And if that's your thing, that's, I got to be honest, not terribly original. So you kind of copied other people's thing, because there's a lot of dick out there. And you're not terribly an original dick.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're a carbon copy, basic bitch dick.
Wow. Oof. Mic drop. Mic drop. Well, guys, I mean, where do you go from there,
Right. Sure. Okay.
right? Like you statement made.
Statement made. That's my thoughts on that.
Mic drop.
That's my thoughts on that.
Guys, we love you. Thank you very much. We hope you guys are enjoying Hoodie Up because that came out.
Yes. Let
Yes.
us know. Let us know if you dig Hoodie Up. I love that song.
Yeah, that's my favorite in the set. I hope that does really well. for
I hope
us.
people like it. I hope people like it. It's fun. It's fun to play live. Eventually, it's going to be our closer. Once these fellas realize that it should be our closer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, once it's out.
Yeah.
Once
Now that it's out, it should be our closer. Or an
and,
opener. Could be a good opener
yeah.
too.
Those of you in the Connecticut, the Hartford, Connecticut area, we are going to be playing with our buddies in Revel 9
Yeah.
this Friday, June 26th
Mm.
at South Whitney Pizza and Bar. It's going to be a fun bill.
That is gonna be fun.
We got a couple
I'm
other
very excited
bands
for that.
that are going to be playing with us, and we're going to be in Connecticut doing our thing. Second out of state show.
Eating some pizza.
Yeah, we're going to eat some pizza and it's at a bar. And that
Oh.
should be fun.
We got to do this fast. This is how we're ending today. We're ending today with a tasting.
Okay,
All right.
pick one.
First, yeah, this can wait. We have cookies. We have cookies from Canada. Canada. We have
Canadian
cookies from
cookies.
Canada. Right here. Oh man, they're all on this, so I don't know. We're gonna wait on that one. We have maple sandwich cookies.
Shut up.
Maple sandwich cookies. I don't have these in the bag because
Oh my god.
I ate some.
It smells.
Because it's been a couple weeks and I couldn't just leave these out.
Mm. Mm.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Canadians get it.
Yeah. I'll let you describe it since I've already eaten this.
Yes, Pinky, Friday the 27th. You're right. Everybody, it's the 27th.
Mm-hmm. Tell them what you're experiencing.
It's like heaven in my mouth.
It's like
Maple.
syrup. There's like a maple syrup.
It's maple.
It's like an Oreo, but the cookie and the cream have hints of maple syrup and it's vanilla.
Mm.
All right. This one, let me do this second. Chocolate version of the same cookie.
Oh my.
Now there is also hints of maple going
this-
on in that. So we have chocolate, cream filling, and some maple.
Oh, I'm very excited.
These are called, I'll get that while you try it. They're called chocolate maple cream cookies. That's what they're called. And the other one are maple leaf creams.
Mm. This is good too.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the last one better.
Mm-hmm. All right. So good.
This is like an Oreo on steroids, though, flavor-wise.
Thicker cookie, so it's a little denser than an Oreo. It feels more like a. It's almost like a cracker consistency, but
Mhm.
thicker.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas Oreos are kind of that soft cookie kind of thing, crumbly. This is less crumbly
Mm-hmm.
and a double stuff amount of cream.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now these are called maple ice wine cookies.
What?
You heard me.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Maple ice wine cookies.
My brain hurts
Cheers, my friend.
from smelling.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what's happening.
So weird, right?
It's like hints of grape soda. It's hints of grape soda in the maple cookie.
Yeah. It's so weird.
So
I don't know why this exists.
it's not offensive, but but it's also
I wouldn't go so far as to call it good.
no Jameson test because we ran out,
Yeah, we ran out.
and we have a show later.
Yeah.
Oh, this is I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. These are for you,
Thank
or your children, or your wife, whoever you would like to.
It's not offensive. Like it's not bad at
Right.
all. Like I wouldn't say, oh, this is
It's
garbage.
just weird.
It's just I don't.
It's like you're chewing grape gum and eating a cookie at the same time.
It's just so weird.
Yeah. Ice wine.
These mediums don't exist together.
Isn't it odd?
I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought the mic drop was where you ended. This is where you ended.
Yeah.
I don't understand this.
Yeah.
Ice wine maple cookies.
Tune in next week where we try peelers.
Ooh. Nice. And always remember to ask yourself one super important question.
Is it seedless?
Or what's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
This is definitely seedless grape
Definitely.
in this wine.